Folks, today we're looking at something that marks a new era. 3D creation is officially entering the editing era. No more starting over from scratch every time your vision changes. Now you can finally edit your 3D models as naturally as you'd edit text or photos. My name is Daniel, and today I want to introduce you to Rodin AI by Hyper3D. We'll unpack its superpowers, lay out known limitations, and help you figure out if Rodin is right for your workflow. Guys, make sure you check out all the useful links in the description after watching this video. There might be some nice discounts there. And now, let's dive in! Guys, if you want to tweak details on an existing 3D model without starting all over, Hyper3D Rodin is made for you. This is the first AI-powered editing platform that lets you modify specific regions of any 3D asset using everyday language. You literally draw a selection on the part you want to change, type your prompt, and watch the result. What's important, it isn't just for models you generate inside Rodin. You can bring in assets from all kinds of sources. I'm talking about AI-generated stuff, your legacy model library, or handcrafted models. Okay, folks, let's talk about why editing is the next big thing in 3D. When you're shaping a game or film, you don't want to regenerate an asset every time feedback hits. Instead, you need to keep what's great and only tweak the details quickly. Rodin can do this now because Hyper3D has been all in on deep structural understanding and semantic context. They built the tool based on real production workflows, investing hard in controllability, and region-based edits. Plus, my friends, Rodin introduces genuine industry firsts. It has 3D native diffusion transformer LLMs, 3D ControlNet style region awareness, and features such as bang to parts and partial redo. So let's see how it works. Alright, my friends, we are now on the homepage of the Rodin platform. As you can see, this is version 2, which comes with built-in 3D model editing capabilities. We'll take a closer look at that feature a little later, but for now, let's start generating from scratch. We can either use the remix feature or generate our first models from a short text prompt. But let me just upload a nice little cartoon-style house that I prepared earlier. You can crop or modify it, though I'm happy with the image, so I'll click Generate. Folks, after a few minutes we get a fairly detailed model, a house with a round door and lots of fine details. Before confirming the geometry, we can tweak a wide range of settings. For example, we can increase the complexity, make the model game-ready, or dive into the advanced settings. I'm sure professionals who work with 3D modeling will really appreciate how precise you can get with these capabilities. But for a quick test model like this, we don't really need to go that far. One more thing I want to show you here, guys. If you don't like the current version, you can simply click Redo or Modify. Let's try doing this. First, you need to select the area you want to change. I want to remove the section of paving stones near the door, so I highlight that specific place. Next, you have three options: Remove, Add, or Change. You choose the option you need and write a short prompt. After a couple of seconds, you'll get a preview of the updated model. If everything looks good, you simply click Confirm. As you can see in the second version, that paving is no longer there. Instead, we now have a perfectly smooth threshold. This model is good to go. You can move straight to the next stage. But at any time, guys, you can open the history and select a version. And here comes a really cool feature: Bang to Parts. This splits the model into separate components, which you can see in this blueprint-style view. Let's click Generate. This is what the result looks like. Now, instead of working with the entire composition, we can focus on individual elements. So I'll confirm this result. Here we can also adjust the resolution and level of detail. I'll stick with the default settings and click Confirm. Guys, before we move on, I try to make my content fun instead of boring. And in return, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content I make. Alright, my friends, the final geometry of our cartoon house is ready. This is how it looks. Now we move on to texture generation. We can modify it, choose between HD or free, and if we hover over this button, we can adjust the complexity and reference strength. I'll keep the current values and click Generate. Now the model has textures with some really nice, interesting colors. Let's zoom in a bit to check out the details. I especially like the roof and the round door. I am happy with everything here, so let's confirm it. And the final step, folks, is downloading the model. As you can see, we can choose from 5 different 3D file formats. I'll go with GLB. You can also uncheck shaded or PBR. And there's also a choice between 2K and 4K resolution. And the nice thing is, throughout this entire process, we were able to edit it at every step. But what happens if later on you notice that a certain detail doesn't quite work? Or if you have another model and simply want to make a few changes? That's where Rodin version 2 really shines. We go to 3D editing and upload our file. I'll go with a simple strawberry. We then select a front view, though the projections are nearly identical. Now just hit Edit. Here is how it looks. To make changes, we click Modify. Then we select the area we want to edit and enter a short prompt describing the change. For example, I'd like to add more leaves to the strawberry hole. And just like that, my friends, in a few seconds the strawberry has a stem with many leaves. I am confident that in the final version it will look much more beautiful. Moreover, from here, we can continue working with textures and save the updated model. Or you can keep refining it further by adding or editing other elements. Guys, right now Rodin excels at targeted local tweaks. I mean detail upgrades, structural changes, and component swaps. It works whether you generated the asset in Rodin or brought it in from elsewhere. You're even free to mix AI-generated models and imports in the same workflow. There are some key limits, though. You need to clearly define the region you want to edit. Otherwise, the algorithm may not understand what you want to change. Rodin might struggle with extremely tiny, high-consistency details. I'm talking about micro bevels or ultra-fine engravings. And remember, folks, it doesn't replace full manual control in traditional 3D apps if you need pixel-perfect bespoke sculpts. But if you stay within those boundaries, Rodin is a strong creative accelerator. Alright, my friends, let's summarize. Rodin brings us the editing era for 3D, simple, natural language, plus region selection all in one place. If you're a game dev, concept artist, or rapid prototyper, it's definitely worth a look. The tool makes iteration faster and less painful, and often that's exactly what we need. Give Rodin a spin and share your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to check out the links in the description below. You might find some discounts there. As usual, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, until next time.